Hey, this is Jake from BIM Template. In this video, I will discuss Revit railing structures and settings specific to the Ultimate Railing Collection. Revit railing families can be complicated and hard to understand why or where something is modified to affect the whole assembly. In our user guide, we have a helpful diagram that outlines the main components to a railing family. Railings are system families. System families are assemblies of components that are only created or modified in the project environment. Unlike loadable families, where users create geometry inside the family editor and load them into the project environment. Railing families are type-based and are made up of three parts: nested system families like top rails and handrails, pattern settings, and loadable families that include bolsters, supports, terminations, and rail profile families. Reviewing our diagram, users can see how each piece supports the assembly. Let's first address the nested system families, top rails and handrails. Like the railing family, top rails and handrails are nested system families. This means they are only usable inside of the railing family dialog, but they are their own system family that users can apply to multiple families to create the same effect. Top rails enable setting a rail sweep profile, the positioning and return type at each end of the rail, along with setting a custom termination at the start and beginning. Not all railing families need to have a top rail assigned, but it is helpful to show more accurate rail to post transitions or providing extensions at stairs. This collection makes use of top rails as the first measure, handrails second, then rail sweeps. Please note, certain segment-based railings with supports that align with posts do require the top rail to be present. Otherwise, the supports will error out when the family is placed. Handrail families work similarly to top rail families. The difference between the two is top rails specify elevation inside of the railing dialog, while handrails specify elevation inside of the handrail dialog. Handrails also have the benefit of specifying support family pattern behaviors, like aligning with posts, fixed number, and spacing. Next, let's review pattern settings in railing families. We identify these as pattern settings because, unlike top rails and handrails, where they can be reused in separate railing families, rail structure and bolster placement are settings unique for each railing family. Rail structure enables assigning loadable rail profile families to sweeps along the length of a placed rail. Rail sweeps are added one at a time, and firms can set up custom names to each sweep, which enables easy reference inside of the bolster placement dialog, assigning the vertical and side-to-side offset along with materials. The bolster placement dialog enables pattern creation using bolster loadable families along the railing family path. This is where railing families assign complex patterns and conditions based on justification, pattern breaking, stair and tread specific families, and post conditions. Lastly, our loadable families include bolsters, supports, terminations, and rail profile families that enable custom geometries but work with specific settings inside of railing families. Aside from railing profile families, bolsters, supports, and termination families are found under the railing category in the project browser. Each family includes its family prefix for better sorting and identification. Generally, each family type will be labeled with a dimension and material assigned. Bolster, support, and termination families use a type-based structure where users typically only modify material, thickness, and other minor dimension details. Bolster height and positioning is controlled through the bolster placement dialog. Support height and positioning is controlled in the handrail dialog. Termination types are assigned at the start and end of top rails and handrails. Railing profile families only control the dimensioning of the family type. Positioning and materials are controlled through either rail structure, top rail, or handrail dialogs. For more specific information about conditional use for each of these families, review our user guide. In the next video, we will go over placement methods and hosting for railing families.